Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And in today's video, I want to show some new physical media that I bought recently, some albums and some Blu Rays anyways. So stay tuned to see what I have here on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing well on this being a Saturday evening, fairly late in the evening. I usually don't do videos this late, but I've been working all day in the backyard, trimming, stuff, trimming tree stuff, and also mowing the lawn, which takes a while, and it takes quite a bit out of me. So I got all that stuff, was resting, and took a shower and everything. But I wanted to make a video today, and so this was the best time before I go to bed. Make one. Anyways, and I want to show some stuff that I bought recently. Before I get to that, I just want to shout out a couple people. I was on a live stream last Thursday with Mike, who has a channel called Did You Z That? Yes, Z with Did You Z with Z, the letter. He has a live stream on Thursdays called Z Talks. That's done around 2 o'clock my time. I know it's 8 o'clock in England when he does it, and it's like the best live stream ever. I always love his live streams. I watch every single one, and I've been lucky enough to be on 2 of them, and I was on this time on the second time he invited me on last Thursday. Had so much fun. Got to meet his brother Joe, which is also a super nice guy. A lot of fun seeing both brothers, and I call them the Z brothers, but now I'm thinking I should call them the Z bros or something like that. I like that name, but anyways, I call them the Brother Z's or the Z brothers, and it was cool having both of them on. They can talk a little bit about their childhood. Anyways, also I got to see Norn again, which enjoy his channel, NornRad89, I think it's called. Now I'm forgetting, but also got to meet Rashad for the first time, which I've seen many times. Very funny guy, Rashad G. Always a blast to be with. Anyway, so we had a good time, had almost 3 hours on there, answering questions and talking about, all kinds of stuff about our past, and it was a lot of fun. Anyways, just thank you a lot to Mike for inviting me onto that channel. I'm so blessed to know someone like Mike that goes out of his way to do stuff like that. And Mike's just done so much for me. He goes out of his way to give me advice when he doesn't need to, but he just wants to help my channel, and I can't be more grateful to him anyway. So yeah, definitely check out his channel, Did You See That, along with everybody else on there. Also Adam from What the Gym, I always talk about him. I talk about him again here because he's also reached out and given me advice, and again, he doesn't need to, but he does it because he wants to be helpful, and they've both been really good friends, Mike and Adam, to me, and so much help to my channel. So thank you to both of them. And me and Adam, and another individual, Bryer from Bryer CD Showcase, another guy I really enjoy his videos. He has over 600 CDs. He just went through all of them recently. It took him 7 videos to go through them all. And Bryer is going to be on my channel along with Adam next Friday, September 9th, 2 p.m. my time, Central Standard Time, and we're going to rank our top 10 favorite animation movies. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun with the 3 of us, and you'll get a lot of different, probably, opinions on animation movies. So anyways, so that's enough of that. Talk about what I bought recently. A couple big Beatles. I'm always trying to get all the Beatles on vinyl, so I got a couple more recently. You can probably guess which one this is. I mean, is there a more iconic photo than these 4 walking across Abbey Road? Of course, it's the Abbey Road's album. I think my favorite album cover of all time, and not that it's anything, it's a very simple, I mean, it's 4 guys walking across a road, but I mean, it's the most famous road maybe in the world. I can't, right here, that's me walking across Abbey Road. It's more important than that picture that I have up when I was in England in January 2015. So, I mean, if you go to England or if you go to London, you have to walk across Abbey Roads and get a picture. I mean, it's a must for a Beatles fan anyways, but yeah, I love the cover. Thing I noticed though, there's nothing that says Abbey Roads on here, nothing that says the Beatles. It's just them. And of course, this is their last album they made. It's the second to last that actually came out in 1969. I don't know if that's the way it originally was. I didn't realize it didn't have the name of the album or the band. But it's the only one I think of that I've seen so far, the Beatles, that doesn't have the name of the album or something on there, or the name of the band. The early ones had the name of the band. I think the later albums, they kind of took out the band name and just had the album name, because it's like, you know who this is. I mean, who doesn't know who the Beatles are by now? And maybe they're so big by this point, they're like, we don't need to put an album name. Or I don't know, the White Album, I don't know if that has, it's officially called the Beatles. I think the Beatles are on it, the White Album, because it's officially the Beatles album. But and then here's the back, which I really enjoy the back. Just a stone wall of Abbey Road, Beatles. Somebody walking by, evidently. It was like, that's a good enough picture. We don't, maybe you can't take a picture without seeing somebody walking by, because everybody's walking by this place. But yeah, it's pretty cool back there. You got the name of the songs here. Funny thing about going to England, when I went to London, the thing I was like, I got up from, went from the Heathrow airport to the not subway, but the underground, get out, come up, and then I know, like, I need to go to my hostel. So I'm looking for a road I like have a map, and I'm like, all right, I need to find this road, go down this road, turn right. Anyways, and I couldn't find a sign. I was looking around like, where are the signs? Like, because in America, at least that I know, there's like, a traffic light, and there's a sign on the traffic light that, says what road this is going this way and this way. Or there's on the corner, there's maybe a sign, a pole that comes up, and there's, some signs that say, okay, this is this road. That's not the way it was in London. There's nothing that says what road it is. And then I finally figured out they're plastered on the buildings. Yeah, so it took me a while before I finally looked up, and I was like, oh, the name of the road, they just stuck it on a building and said, okay, this is this road that this building is facing. Anyways, and so it took me a while to go, oh, okay, I need to look at the buildings to figure out what road it is. And I don't know if that's the way it is in England, all of England, or London. I don't know if big cities have that in America. I've never seen it before, but that was very odd to me. I got lost for a while going, where am I? I can't find roads. Anyways, but yeah, obviously amazing album. I already talked about my 100 favorite albums, which I like number 45, which I know everybody's like, that's way too low. There's no way there's 44 albums better than this. But for me, it's not my favorite Beatles album. It's very good, though. Definitely deserving to be up there. The best thing about it, listening to it, is you start with Come Together. Love Come Together. Awesome opener. And then the second song is Something. One of my favorite Beatles songs of all time. And so it really hits you when you're listening to it and you hear Come Together, then Something. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. The rest of the album is not as good as that. That's like the best part of the album, just about. On the first side, and then you get to the second side. You have to. What I love about vinyl is that you put it on one side, and then it's over, and then you have to flip it over to the second side. And when you flip over the second side, you start with "Here Comes the Sun," and you're like, "Oh my god! Like what amazing! Another amazing opener! Like another one of my favorite Beatles songs of all time." So I love that. Two great openers come together, and then "Here Comes the Sun" on the second side. I mean, yeah, just totally amazing. Why I love this album. Anyways, can't say enough about Abbey Road. Second album, final, about another Beatles. This time it's A Hard Day's Night, which I haven't listened to yet because I just got it the other day. So I need to listen to it. But obviously another, kind of iconic Beatles album cover. All four Beatles doing different things. I love George's back of the head is pretty good, and John's with the eye. What do you call that? Binocular eyes. Anyway, interesting about the back. I've never seen so much writing on the back of an album. And I was looking through it, and it basically covers like, oh, this is how we came up with the idea for the movie, and then it gives a whole synopsis of the movie, what the movie's about. And it talks about all the songs that are on there. I mean, it's a lot of information about, because it's a movie also, obviously, besides an album. So I was like, wow, there's a lot of information on here. Thought that was pretty interesting. Of course, you got the four lads down there, John and Ringo wearing hats. Obviously, I was just looking at it. Side one is absolutely amazing. You start with A Hard Day's Night, which is one of the best openers, I think, to an album. And just because of that opening guitar thing, bam, it's been a hard, like, that's such a great way to open a song. And that's just like the most iconic. I mean, tell me in the comments, is there a more iconic guitar strum than that guitar strum at the beginning of Hard Day's Night? When I saw Paul McCartney in concert, they started with A Hard Day's Night, even though I think of that more as a John song than a Paul song. But I was like, when he did it, I was like, oh man, it makes so much sense, because you get that, you start the Paul McCartney concert with a bam, that guitar strum. And I was like, yeah, that's a great way to start a concert. Once you hear that guitar strum, everybody's like, ah, because we all know it's a Hard Day's Night and we're going crazy. So yeah, brilliant. But yeah, I love that. Hard Day's Night. Great starter. I mean, the first side is amazing. I love the first side. Hard Day's Night, I should have known better. Love that song. If I Fell, amazing. I'm Happy Just to Dance With You. It's still a pretty good song. Not the strongest on this side, but I still like it. And I Love Her, my favorite song on the album. One of my favorite songs of theirs. Tell Me Why and the Can't Buy Me Love is a great closer for that first side. Obviously, Can't Buy Me Love is one of maybe the biggest hit off of here. Obviously, I think Hard Day's Night and Can't Buy Me Love were the two singles coming off of here, and they both went #1. Side 2, not nearly as strong. Still not bad, still decent. Anytime at All, I'll Cry Instead, Things We Said Today. I think those are probably two weakest songs on here. When I Get Home is also pretty weak. But then You Can't Do That and I'll Be Back are pretty good to end the, I think pretty good ender to it anyways. But yeah, I was looking at the other Beatles albums. I don't remember them writing so much except for the very first one. I was just looking at this one. This also has a bunch of writing on it, just about, the album and everything. But I don't know, did they do that very often on other albums? I don't know. I haven't seen on any of the, I don't have too many albums or any vinyls, but there's not a lot of writing on any of them or any, even on the Help album, which is also a movie. They didn't go into the synopsis of Help, so I don't know. I don't know if that was just a thing they did in the 60s or something. But anyways, another one I bought on CD, an album, is a John Denver one called Back Home Again. There's John Denver and his wife, Annie, which is pretty big because there's a big song on here called Annie's Song, which is his most famous song off here, I would say. Huge hit for him. It came out in 1974. My parents got married in 1975. They've been married for 47 years. I mean, incredible. Congrats to them. But they had Annie's Song sung, played at their wedding. That was such a huge wedding song at the time, and there's certainly probably my parents' favorite song of all time is probably Annie's Song, and I love the song. It's a great love song, and I'm a huge fan of John Denver. Don't feel like he gets enough love. Pretty good. I like this color, and you got the John Denver Back Home Again thing. I don't know. That's pretty cool. In the booklet there, more pictures of him and his family. It looks like. But yeah, but Back Home Again is obviously a pretty good song off here. Matthew is I don't know if it's a huge hit or anything, but I really enjoy Matthew because it's about his uncle from Kansas who comes down to help him on the farm. So he talks about the Kansas sky, and so I love that, being from Kansas, song about Kansas. Thank God I'm a Country Boy was obviously a big hit, and definitely his most country sound, I think. I don't really like that song because it's like too country, but that's the only miss for me. But also, This Old Guitar, another song off here, is one of my favorite John Denver songs. But I haven't talked about this yet, but stay tuned. I will be talking about this on my 100 favorite albums list as well. A couple movies I got. Let's see if I can get through this here. First one, I got Judgement and Nuremberg. If you don't know, 1961. Great courtroom drama. I love courtroom dramas. This is one of the best. And it's one of the best casts I've ever seen in a movie and the best acting I've ever seen in a movie. I always say The Godfather is maybe the best performance movie I've ever seen. Like, all the actors are so good in that movie, and all the movies with them just talking are great. This is just a movie of, a bunch of court scenes, and the acting is just so phenomenal. I mean, you got Spencer Tracy in one of his last roles, still really good as one of the judges. Yeah, Burt Lancaster, who's getting a little bit, I'd say getting a little bit older, but I guess he's not that old, but he plays a bit older in here. But Burt Lancaster, great job. Richard Widmark plays one of the lawyers, very good. Marlene Dietrich's in it, of course, German actress. Judy Garland and Montgomery Clift have kind of really short roles. They're in just one scene as they get on the stand, whatever, and get questioned. But both put in good performances and both get nominated for Best Supporting Actor and Actress, even though they were barely in the movie. But it's one of Judy Garland's and Montgomery Clift's best roles until they both passed away. So it was really cool seeing them come in just for one. And the star of the film is Maximilian Schell. And it's crazy because he plays the German lawyer who's defending these 4 German Nazi judges. The whole Judgement in Nuremberg is they're putting on these judges on this kind of tribunal court. There's 3 judges. Spencer Tracy plays one of them. that is presiding over this courtroom. There's no jury. It's just the three judges get to decide what happens to these four Nazi judges that are on trial, for Nazi war crimes, basically. But there's and Richard Marks, the American military judge or lawyer, kind of prosecution lawyer, and then Maximilian Schell plays the defendant lawyer, defending these four judges. And he's not a really well-known actor, but he wins the Oscar for Best Actor for this movie, and he's like fifth at build. I mean, he's nowhere near one of the bigger names on this movie, and like he's fifth billed on the cast list because he's not as famous as the other people, but he wins Best Actor. So he has a record for having the farthest build and winning Best Actor. I mean, absolutely incredible. And his performance is so good. At the very end, he comes out, has this amazing performance. It's like Burt Lancaster comes out and gives like this amazing performance on the stand. And then right after that, Maximilian Schell comes out and gives a really good performance defending him. And then Spencer Tracy comes out and gives a really good performance as the judge deciding the case, basically. I mean, it's just such amazing acting. It's one of my favorite movies. I don't think it's really well known, but it's like one of those hidden gem movies, nominated for Best Picture and a bunch of Oscars. I don't know how many people know about this movie, but it's a must-watch movie. Really makes you think, about the Nazi trials and stuff. Anyways, absolutely amazing. Also, this was a movie that I recommended to Mike from Did You See That? And he has it on his list of 100 movies to watch. So I can't wait till, Mike, you get to this movie, because I think you're going to be amazed by it. Last movie, I just have not very much time to talk about this, so I'll see how much I can get to. But I bought Anchorman. This is the unrated version, the Rich Mahogany edition, which I didn't realize that's what I bought. I just went to buy on Amazon, buy Anchorman on Blu Ray, and I didn't read that. I got this like special edition, I guess. But it has just the, unrated version, and then it has a second disc which has the Lost movie. They took a bunch of clips that they didn't make it to the first movie, and they made kind of a second movie out of it. That actually I haven't watched yet, but they have enough, I guess, material to make a second movie out of that they didn't use for the first one. Anyways, but yeah, one of the funniest movies I ever watched. Love Will Ferrell, of course, great cast. You got Steve Carell, Paul Rudd, Christine Applegate, Andy Keckner, what's his name? David Keckner, yeah. David Keckner, very funny. Fred Willard, very funny. Obviously, Adam McKay and Will Ferrell wrote it. Adam McKay directed it. Great. Just absolutely hilarious about being a news anchorman in San Diego, California. And I'll talk about that later date. I don't have too much time to talk on here, except I just want to point out, I got this with the Blu-ray. It's called The Many Months of Burgundy. And it's just it goes through months, and it has like appointments, contacts to do, and it just has a bunch of his funny writings on there, and he has drawings. And I don't have time to read any of them, but I kind of looked through it a little bit. But it's just something for comedy's sakes, written. It's supposed to be Ron Burgundy's like a date book, where he writes, all this stuff. Last thing I was going to show, I got this. I haven't opened it up yet, but this is Anchorman trading cards, which I thought would be fun to open up on the channel. Hopefully I can open it here. It looks like it's openable. Oh boy, no, I can't open it. I didn't bring my scissors with me. There we go. I had to pull really hard. All right, here we got to show what Ron Burgundy. I guess it has their stats on the back. Veronica, Brian and Fontana, Brick, Champ. And then we got the bad guys, the other news teams there, that they have the big fight at the end. Ben Stiller, Jack Black. This is a real Anchorman, I guess they have in there. But anyways, they have stats on the back. So I have to look through that. But it's kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting trading cards with my Blu-ray, but there we go. I got trading cards now. I guess I don't know what to do with them. Put them somewhere. But anyways, thanks a lot for watching this, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of the stuff I bought. Free feel a comment what you think about the things I bought, maybe, and what's your favorite and all that. And so just thank you, and thank you for liking the videos, and thank you to all the subscribers for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you all, and I hope you have a good day.